You think you know Canada. Think again. Most people imagine polite neighbors and moose, but the reality is hidden behind a wall of high fructose greed. Stick with me for a bit, and I will reveal why your morning waffles are actually at the center of the most expensive heist. In the country's history in Quebec, maple syrup isn't just a topping, it's a controlled substance. Actually, the Federation of Quebec Maple Syrup Producers is a government-sanctioned cartel. They are essentially the OPEC of breakfast, controlling 75 to 80% of the world's supply and enforcing strict production quotas to keep prices high. They maintain a strategic reserve, a Fort Knox of sugar. Truly, a single barrel is worth roughly $1,800 to $2,000, which is at least 13 times the price of crude oil. They even have maple syrup Gestapo agents who monitor producers 24/7 to ensure no one sells on the black market. If you are a rebel producer, they might even send bodyguards to your farm that you have to pay for. But it gets worse. Every great heist needs an inside man. Meet Avik Caron. His wife conveniently co-owned the warehouse in St. Louis de Blandford, where the Federation stored their treasure. It's like letting a tech CEO's brother guard the company's main server room. Caron teamed up with Richard Vallières, a barrel roller who acted like the Steve Jobs of the black market syrup trade. Vallières was already notorious for working outside the rules, having been fined $1.8 million by the Federation previously. Vallières was a professional barrel roller who hated the Federation with a passion. The heist wasn't a smash and grab. It was a slow, agonizing drain that lasted nearly a year. But it gets worse. The thieves used burner phones registered under Star Wars names. We are talking Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, and Princess Leia. Their listed address, 234 Darkside. Let us look at the cross-section of a 600-pound syrup barrel. The crew would truck the barrels to a remote sugar shack, owned by Richard's father, Raymond, the sugar daddy of the operation. There, they siphoned the gold into unmarked containers and refilled the originals with stagnant pond water to match the weight. Eventually, they got so lazy that they didn't even bother with the water. They just put the empty barrels back and hoped for the best. In July 2012, Michel Gauvreau was conducting a routine annual audit and decided to climb the pyramid of barrels, which were stacked 20 feet high. He reached for a 600-pound drum, expecting it to be solid as a rock. Instead, it was light as a feather, nearly sending him crashing to the concrete floor. That's when the Federation realized 9,571 barrels, roughly 12.5% of their entire reserve, had vanished into thin air. The investigation was massive, involving over 250 investigators and the Canadian Mounties. But the thieves' ridiculous downfall came from being cheap with equipment. The Federation uses specialized scratch-free forklifts that clamp onto the edges of the barrels. Our geniuses rented standard industrial forklifts that left massive dents and scratches on the white paint. Forensic teams matched those scratches to specific rentals and traced them directly back to the thieves. One thief even used his real name on the rental agreement, actually. Out of $18 million stolen, the Federation only recovered 15%. The rest had already been eaten by unsuspecting pancake lovers across the globe. This proves humans will turn literally anything into a cartel, if the profit margins are high enough today. The reserve is protected by bank-level security, but the black market is still flowing. Next time you are at a diner, are you eating a legitimate breakfast or participating in an international criminal conspiracy? What is the weirdest thing you would be willing to join a cartel for? Let me know in the comments.